Folks, welcome on back. Oh, there we go. Double audio there. Welcome on back here this Wednesday afternoon, April 30th, joining us inside our live trading room as well as on YouTube. Great to have all of us back here for our afternoon meeting. Great to have Leda, John, Chuck. Got all of us here just from before as well. Got Tex, who made some good money just a moment ago on that IVF. Give him a quick shout out right there. I saw Bell, one of our longtime members here, great trader of ours in our room, made some great money on the PLTR trade. She got about $4 or $5 on that just now. So great to have all of us alike here, all of us back on social though, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, the works, popping up on the lower left right there at Cyber Trading U, especially on YouTube. If you're not followed or subscribed yet to our channel, just make sure that you hit the button right down below and you'll be good to go. But for right now, at least, Palantir pushing up pretty damn nice. In fact, hey, I'm 720 right now. I should be, give me a quick second here. Give me a quick second here. Thought that we should be 1080p here on the YouTube. So we got 720. That's all right. All right. Well, either way here for right now, Palantir doing really well once again today. I mean, basically a repeat of yesterday heading into the afternoon, but even better. I mean, of course, this got crushed at the open and market dropped off early on today, but ended up making a pretty good bounce to where, of course, coming off the news with Google as well as from the other week with NATO. You know, Palantir has done exceptionally well these past couple of weeks. We've been on top of it as a swing trade. You know, if you're trying to scalp it as a day trade, it is, day tradable. It has some life to it, obviously, here. Making a new HOD right now or getting close to it at least. So let's pull up level 4. We'll look at the book map. We'll look at the heat map here and see what we got. So here's Palantir. And yeah, like we had expected, we got big resistance right now at 120. We just called that out a little while ago here. So if you look in the chat just before I wrote to you, pretty simple. Palantir, big R, capital R at 120. That means that we see resistance here for about 267,000 shares. So it's going to go on our watch list. It's like another day. The sky is blue, the grass is green, and we got Palantir back on our watch list. I mean, how could we not, right? It's been on a tear. And also, mind you, there is the ETF. It's not just PLTR. You got this one here. $50. I feel like, isn't there like an even cheaper one though? I thought there was an even cheaper version of that. This is an ETF PLTU. Chuck's been killing it on this trade at least. I'll add this for right now, I guess. I just thought there was like an even cheaper $10, $8 version of that. But otherwise, though, Palantir was one of our better movers from earlier today. On top of that, though, we did pretty nicely with the OMH trade just before. More of an afternoon push here, but ended up building up towards resistance that we had at 385. Iceberg that was sitting there. I was just going over that with a student in our coaching program just a moment ago. So it ended up teasing breakouts a couple of times, but finally got the job done pretty much right at 1 o'clock. Nice breakout, but this is where you'd expect resistance to try its best to flip into support. And it really didn't. It kind of sliced right below this here where you'd think it would hold. And if it breaks below support and like not just a little nip under it, it crashes right below it, breaks through the floor, that becomes resistance again. So it doesn't shock me that this became resistance further here and it drops down more afterwards. So we're done with the OMH. We traded this even from the other day, yesterday, in fact. Not just the other day, yesterday, a little over 24 hours ago. This thing was rude yesterday, though, right? Look at this thing. It finally had a good breakout off a 3 here. It was beginning to do phenomenal at the time. It popped up, and then it came scorching earth back down here, screaming back down, and then it moved back up again. So point being is that, hey, this thing is pretty volatile. It's pretty crazy. Right now, though, you could just tell. Let me ask our students, Dave, Bill, Yehuda, Leda, Chuck, all of our students joining us here. What's the direction here the last hour, hour and a half on this one? What's the direction? Right? Is not necessarily down the last hour. It's freaking sideways. That's even worse at this point. So yeah, at this stage, we're done with this thing. It is dead. Now I think it was a PLTY. Dave, it was PLTY. No, this is the dividend one though. This is the yield max. That's the super high paying dividend one, right? But even a little more expensive. I appreciate that though, because I know the Fausto's been killing it on those, and a lot of our students have as well with these high paying option income dividend based ETFs. So what we'll do, folks, is go from top to bottom here. We'll go through a couple more movers that we caught from the morning session, the opening hours. and we'll see what we got for the afternoon. Real quick, for all of our students here, we talked about this as well from last week. Let me ask again, Leda and Dave and Bill and Kathleen, I see, and Bell and all of us just joining us. What's the news out on this stock here, RGLS? You don't need to check the news. Don't check your headlines right now. You probably can guess right. What do we got here, folks? Why is this stock moving or lack thereof? It is a buyout, right? Leda and Yehuda and Lee all saying buyout here. Absolutely. In fact, actually, I don't have a good picture of recent, so I'm going to take me a good old picture. Save this for our classes. The next time that we discuss buyouts, this will be a simple one to use. But yeah, we're not trading this now at this point. We're done. IVF, I want to go over this at least as well. I had said before, Bill Tex, one of our new gold students here, he did pretty well. Got like 20 cents on this trade, 19, 20 cents. He got out because he looked at level 4 and he could see the big order at $3. In fact, I know I was flashing that for our students inside our room there. I was flashing Texas comment. I'm going to show this for all of us here. And all of us on YouTube and Facebook Live as well. Just one of our new gold students, Bill. He did pretty well. I got 19 cents on this trade, in on the IVF at 280, out at 299. But it's because, and this is the most important part, he looked at level 4, book map, as we call, and we could see the big order at 3, the big order meaning the resistance. And yeah, he was spot on. That IVF hit resistance right at 3. May have tried to crack above it a couple of times. A false breakout, obviously, but can't go broke taking a profit, right? Pretty wise play from my friend Bill there. And yeah, now at this point, this thing looks dead and flat too. If it tries to come back up one more time, we'll give it a shout. But right now on this trade here, we're done. RGC, this one also, we're kind of, let me actually filter my volume right now. We'll kind of jack up the volume criteria. Keep going. All right, so JFBR, great trade from earlier today. A bunch of us nailed this one, in fact. I want to give a quick shout out to a few more of our students here, if I can, if it's going to let me search. There we go. Let's see, from earlier today. So Debbie makes some good money. She got about 18 cents on this. Charlene got about 17 cents on this trade from before. Carrie got about 30 cents. I got about 34 cents. A bunch of us did pretty well on this from the morning hours. Unfortunately, this didn't reverse when we would expect it to reverse at 10:30. It dropped off way sooner. So you got to realize, hey, if it's not breaking higher, if it's not going to flip the next resistance into the next support, then this could happen. So we all got out on this trade. This thing's done for now. It's done. Yeah, Chuck, I know we've been on top of this CEP trade for a long time here today. Actually, one of our trial members, Aldo, ended up calling this out initially at 10:30 in the morning. It's the first chat that I see here on CEP. And then from there, I saw Leda mention it a lot. Chuck was in and out on it for like a few bucks. John Sherman, one of our members here, he got a few bucks on this also. So yeah, this stock, we knew that this would come back and play at some point. Didn't know when, what day, what time. So we called it out earlier. And since, obviously, it's been doing great. It's just more of a category 4 or 5 stock. For the price, you should expect the spread. It's not like at least this is a $1 stock on a big spread. So that's kind of normal. That's kind of anticipated. But the thing with this trade is that it's at all-time highs. So that's like easily the reason we got to add this to our watch list here. But yeah, it's on a nice trend right now. Focus on your 5s and 10s, though. Focus on 40, 45, and then 50. It's a pretty loose statement to make, but I was saying a week or so back, a few days back, whenever it was, I'm like, the more this pushes up, I could see 50 in sight as a psychological half a century level number. So perhaps we get that today, Chuck. Perhaps we get that today. ABVE, a little flat. Try to push up before. Not as much volume to it compared to earlier. I'll pass on it for now. Odd, ODD, definitely looking pretty odd on the order book. Keep going. STRO, cheap stock here, doing all right, actually. Moving up across the day, up 20% nearly. Broke over that $1 threshold. So for us here in our room, we normally don't trade the stocks below $1. Shout out Weight Watchers, of course. But, we don't normally trade the stocks below $1. At least once they start to break over $1, they'll begin to pop up not just on our scanners, but, the millions and millions of other people's scanners that are out there in the market. So not everyone's trading the cheapies out there. So if it pops over $1, that's where you might start seeing more traction on it. That's where hopefully Weight Watchers could become a decent trade. But as we turn back to Weight Watchers now, yeah, this thing fell off. It failed to hold over $1. If it's not going to play nice, then it's obviously going to start seeing profit taking and a pullback there. I'll come back to that other one, though, STRO. I'll likely add that at the end of this meeting. I likely will. This NGD, though, honestly looks a little bit more appealing to me, though, here. It's pretty slow. Yeah, I mean, very slow. Very, very slow. This is definitely more of a category 1, and you got resistance next to your $4. But this might even be a thought for a potential – oh, it's a gold stock. I was like, where the hell did this come from as far as a long-term move? I was about to just say, as I stopped in my own tracks, I was like, this could be a good swing trade over time. And right as I was beginning to say that, I turn over to this graph, and yeah, I guess we've been missing out. This thing's been on a tear from $1 up to basically $4. It's a gold stock. I don't know if it's a gold mining stock or if they're in some other, business with gold altogether, if they just own a shit ton of gold. But I mean, we'll add them to our list for now, and definitely as a swing trade candidate. Definitely as a swing trade candidate. All right. We got a bunch of other cheapies that are kind of near the highs. So, you know what? That STRO, we got like 3 of these that look like this. So that means pretty much they're not going to make our list. We got to find something even sweeter, even better. MSOS pot midday, pot ETF, but it's starting to bounce. Maybe I'll come back to this at least. Got UVIX. So the markets were moving back up at least before. It looks like they're starting to pull back again now. UVIX, UVXY, the VIX ETFs. All right, that's pretty much it. We're below 5% now at this point. Shout out Spotify. That's up big today right now, but we're not going to trade that. Let's hop over to the loser side here, seeing if there's anything just as good. All right, WGS, WNC, both of these are down huge today. This thing's actually near the lows, but again, the issue is the spread. I'd rather trade CEP going up than this going down, so no need to put that on our list. This, though, hey, a lot more tradable, a lot cheaper, so we'll trade one and not the other here. We'll add this WNC as a potential short. We did well on NEO yesterday, right? This was a great short from the morning, but it still kept going into the close as well as the open today. So who knows? Perhaps the same could happen there on that WNC here, this trade. All right, so obviously SMCI down off earnings. They're just more flat now. They did push up at the open at least. I don't know how much more spring or life they have going up heading into the end of the day. If you did well on it earlier, then, hey, put it on your personal watch list. If you do well on this stock more often than not, or if this is one of your favorite stocks, then I mean it. Put it on your personal watch list. It's 100% tradable. But right now, I just don't think it's going to have as much life going up. I don't think it's going to have as much life going down. Snap, I'd say the same thing on here. This is a real slow mover. So, it got huge orders on the bid and both on the ask, which means it's going to be slow. Called out a great short on this earlier today off of 776. Ended up jumping in pretty quickly. 777. Oh, thought I was at 76. 777s there. Nice. But this was my trade on this here from earlier and ended up getting in at 777s. I got out, I think it was at 762, 763. Not huge money, not anything to write home about. It's not refrigerator material, as they would say, but it's money. And that's more than, anything else that I'll ask for. So right now, this thing's flat. It's done now. Done with Snap. Don't really see much else that looks great or appealing as far as a short. FSLR did drop off, as Fausto correctly predicted going into the earnings call. Hertz dropping off more from yesterday, so that continues to be a short. All right, I'll tell you what, that's pretty much all I got from my side. So for Leda, Kathleen, Brad, Ravina, all of our students right now inside our live trading room, let me know if anything else is looking good from your side, if I missed anything. I got my scan here. We'll take a look. So IVF, we didn't fully commit to this. We didn't put this on our list. It is trying to come back up one more time. So you know what? We'll put this on our list now, the IVF. One more shot to see if it can break over 3. Notably hold over 3 as support. If it breaks over 3 again, it needs to play nice. You can't have it just chop back down again. You want to see that hold as support. Yeah, there's not much else I see from my scanners here. And I think that a lot of us are on the CEP trade so far. Go through a couple of those other cheaper trades we passed on at first. This would be the one if you want me to pick any of the cheaper stocks, like the dollar stocks here that are near the highs. I'll put this one on our list in terms of speculation. This was a big pop and drop stock for us for a little while back. It was, I think it was this run that we had back in June of last year. A stock took off from 60 cents to $1.40, obviously came back down. So who knows? I'm just being speculative with saying if it's over $1 and if the stars could align, perhaps this is just the beginning of a move here. So we'll find out. I like the PLTR trade a lot more, as much as it's a level 5 stock, category 5 stock. You know who you are if you're trading that at least. And if you're just trying to have a little fun, then that's a decent one for you to look at. But otherwise, there's more. There's WNC, there's NGD, there's the IVF. So there's a few more to work with here aside from this one heading into the close. Now, a couple housekeeping notes just before we finish up, at least for all of us inside our live trading room. Of course, no one loves self-promotion more than me. I'm teasing when I say that. I hate talking about myself. I did a podcast earlier with Fausto. We had a guest supposed to come on, had a last-second switch up, so I had to do a little substitution. So it was actually a bit of a different conversation than we normally have inside our live trading room, because obviously inside our live trading room, we're trading. So we're more focused on call-outs and support resistance, icebergs, not as much about our own backstories, myself and Fausto together. And for any of our new students, at least, gave you a nice little backstory for how I came into CTU, how I came into the fold, and where I started off as an education advisor. I came off from the real estate industry coming into CTU. So dig a little bit into that in that podcast. We did that just earlier today. So make sure that you check that out if you haven't already, especially if you're on YouTube as well. That's right away, right on our YouTube channel directly there. Quick shout out to Patrick G on YouTube right now. Aloha, spreading the mana from Hawaii, perhaps. Now, otherwise, at least, hey, we are doing a flash sale. We've announced that from earlier today, from the morning. You got your emails. If you are a platinum or diamond level CTU student, a bunch of us had taken up the offer already on this. We normally don't offer it at this rate, but we do have our coaching program. I think, what are they doing? $997 for 12 sessions. So that's more than anything else than we've ever offered, at least as far as Black Friday, any other deals we do. It's a pop-up. It's a flash sale, one day only. So at least if you're platinum, if you're diamond, bite on this now if you're interested in low discounted rates for coaching. Otherwise, probably going to wait until Black Friday again. All right. So, hey, best of luck trading going into the close, though. And, last piece of housekeeping. Forgot to mention this. Normally, you got Rich on heading into the afternoons if I'm in coaching. He's actually out right now. He had to get something done for us here. So I'll be on a coaching call at 3 o'clock up until 3:30. Today and today only. We're not going to do audio at 3 o'clock. I'll be on myself, though, at 3:30. As soon as I finish up my coaching session, I'll jump right back in with everyone here, and I'll begin the audio at 3:30 today, taking you into the close. All right, so slight adjustment compared to the norm. I'll probably make that a text announcement as well. Probably have someone come in at 3:05 saying, where's the audio? We'll make the announcement one more time through text for all of us there live as well. But hey, best of luck trading, folks. We'll post the watch list here in just a moment. And again, I'll be back on myself at 3:30 today. Take care.